All right, so this is going to be my second recap for 2023. Finishing the day, $1,036.91, a relatively small green day. And, this feels like the type of day that it's not really worth spending more time trading because the gains aren't coming um, without a fair amount of challenge. It feels pretty tricky today. So I'm pretty happy to hit $1,000 and call it a day. Uh, I was up 1,500. I dropped back down to up 700, and now sitting at 1,000. I'm thinking, let's just take that off the table and be done. I'm also trading with some distractions today. So just the fact that I'm trading at all is good. The fact that I'm green is great. So I'm not going to overstay my welcome. So VVOS, this one I'm actually red $200 on. And the reason is because I didn't take this trade at the open. Even though we had that similar pattern on JSPR yesterday, I didn't think that this one was going to go because the float is higher and it felt like it was really heavy on the tape. And I just didn't think it was going to go. But then right before the open, it basically rips and then was halted up within 15 seconds of the open. So when that happens, there was no chance to buy unless you were already buying pre-market, essentially. It's back to halting up here at the halt up level at 284 right now. But so my first trade on it was I bought the resumption for a dip and rip and lost $400 instantly. So that brought me from up 1,500 to up 1,000. And then I took another trade on it down in here and I lost again. I really thought it was going to curl and it kept not curling. Right now we can see it's halted up, but that was a pretty weak halt up if I'm going to be honest. It's a halt up at the double top, but on lighter volume. Highest volume of the day, 3 million shares, and it was on a red candle. So, I'm just not sure. Hearing the door open there. So, I got back in it at 235 right here, 245, and I was stuck in a halt down. Great. It opens, it squeezes back to a halt up, and I was down about 400, 500 on that trade. I sold it for a minus $200 loss. I was like, you know what, whatever. I then got back in at 59 and sold that as it came back up here. But the problem is, at least for me, by the time it's showing strength, it's like at the halt level going up. And then in a flash, it's pinned at the halt level going down, and it's really easy to get stuck. And I don't want to be stuck in halts. So I just don't feel like today is the day for me to be pushing it. JSPR was my first trade of the day. This is the one that I did well on yesterday on that similar setup of a gap and go. But this one halted up twice and was stronger. It was definitely stronger. There was some news out this morning at 8 a.m. So I got a quick trade on that one, which was good. And then that was my only trade, that candle right there. AMV. This one, I got a trade right here as it came back up. Got in at 5, went up to 550. That was enough profit for me. And then Kala took a trade on this, which was more or less break even. So anyways, very brief recap. There's not a lot to go over. It was a pretty slow day, all things considered. And, yesterday I was thinking maybe yesterday is the type of day I should have traded a little longer because, I did so well in the first 30 minutes. And if it hadn't been the first day of the year, I would have traded a little longer yesterday. Today's the second day of the year. And I traded, in my normal window here, 8 a.m. to 10:30 or so. And I'm only up $1,000. Hey, I don't want to say only $1,000. $1,000 is great. That's good money. It's not my daily goal. So since the gains aren't coming as easily today, and I don't want to make that sound like this is easy because it's not. Trading is risky, and it's there's no guarantee you'll find success whether you trade with me or you learn on your own. But having said that, some days it, as a successful trader, will feel easier than others. And today's not a day that feels particularly easy. So it doesn't feel like a day that warrants pushing it. I do feel like VVOS has the potential to go up to 3. I thought that as soon as it broke through 250, but I didn't have the conviction to just hold through this whip. So sometimes you have the right idea, but you just aren't able to execute on it for a variety of reasons. And any day that you can walk away with a little bit more profit in your pocket than you started with is a great day. So today is another green day. I'm happy with the gains, and this is exactly what I want to do in 2023. On days where it's not coming easily, I want to just shut it down early. And on days where it's flowing, I want to trade a little longer and try to just scoop as much of that profit off the table as I can. I think last year I left a little too much profit on the table on hot days, and I think I overtraded a little bit too much on cold days, which created sort of a combination of churning a little bit more. Now, listen, last year was still a great year, but we all want to look at what we've done in the previous week, month, or year and say, how can I do better? And I think having, refining my ability to know when to put the pedal to the metal and go hard, and knowing when to just step back is going to be really important as we continue to trade through a bear market. So for those that have tuned in for the morning show, I saw some people commenting, hey, what happened to the morning show? Morning show on YouTube is on winter break. All right, so this month we are just streaming to members at Warrior Trading, and we're so happy to have you guys here. So new members, new Warrior Starter, Warrior Plus, Warrior Pro members, we've got a lot going on this week. Trader Rehab starts Friday at 1 p.m. Trader Rehab is then going to run for the next 2 weeks, touching base with you guys 3 times a day. We'll have a morning, afternoon, and then late afternoon touch point. So that'll be a 2-week-long Trader Rehab program. And then we're going to start Trader Bootcamp. All right. So Back to Basics Bootcamp is going to start in about 2 weeks. And that'll be for traders that want a little bit more hand-holding as you're working your way through the curriculum. So we've got a busy month ahead, and I don't want to distract you guys who maybe want to keep trading. Look at that. See, right into a halt down. Now, if it ends up being a false halt, and it is a false halt, it could pop up. But I'm good with $1,000. All right. So that's it for me. Another small green day. Small green days add up. $1,000 a day would be $250,000 a year, right? 250 trading days in the year, approximately. So you don't want to lose sight of that. 2,000 a day is 500,000 a year, approximately. 4,000 a day is $1 million a year, right? So any day that you're saying, oh, I'm only up 500, I'm only up 700, you're losing sight of how well you're actually doing. I've seen people say that, right? I'm only up 300, I'm only up 150. First of all, if you're green, congratulations. Keep it going. Slow and steady. All right, so that's it for me. Thanks as always for tuning in, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, live streaming, and hopefully I won't have quite as many distractions tomorrow, and the girl that usually watches the 2 boys while I'm trading will be feeling better. So, but if not, no big deal. I can work with less than optimal circumstances. I'll just be mindful of that and trade a little more conservatively tomorrow the way I did today. Okay, see you in the morning.